Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Tropical WR channel. Today I will be sharing my strategies, build structure, and general gameplay advice and tricks when it comes to operating the Bersagliere Titan. I have gotten many of my friends and other commanders I meet on the battlefield intrigued on how I'm able to pilot a Bersagliere of such proficiency. I will try to keep it condensed and to the point, but there is a good amount of information for me to cover, so bear with me for this guide. If you guys find this video particularly valuable and entertaining, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and commenting below your feedback. Without further ado, let's get straight into business. So for the first segment of an optimal Bersagliere setup, I will be covering the pilot skills and structure you should use or build towards. It can go without saying, but just to cover all bases, this Bersagliere signature legendary pilot is what I would consider mandatory for the Bersagliere due to how influential unique skills are, namely the stealth, on jump back, and even more notably, the 5 seconds of shield break per bow shot used. In terms of generic pilot skills, however, I would say the only truly critical skill that has to be picked up on the Bersagliere would be mechanic, as Bersagliere does not have access to any other means of direct healing, including modules and Bersagliere's abilities. From there, I would focus the pilot dominantly on durability and damage, while speed can be neglected due to the vast majority of Bersagliere's mobility and maneuverability being supplemented through its jump back ability. You can take trade-off skills such as cautious pilot and survivor, but ideally I would not grab other skills such as spy and tough guy due to it being a generally bad idea to reduce damage on Titans, even outside of Bersagliere specifically because of how much, bad return there is on reducing damage, for Titans and whatnot. One last thing to mention, however, is that Bersagliere does not have any value running the pilot skills such as Defense Expert and Ferocious Guardian due to how Bersagliere's abilities work. They are instantaneous and don't apply in a meaningful way in battle, versus those same pilot skills being used on other Titans which occasionally have longer actual ability durations. On to the next segment of putting together a strong Bersagliere, I'll be briefly mentioning good and bad weapon choices for a Bersagliere in relation to the coming rebalance as well. Though Bersagliere does have a passive ability for increased damage against targets which are at or further than 601 meters, competent and powerful Bersaglieres are typically played at mid-range instead of long-range because of how easily the Bersagliere can reposition itself through different areas of the map. This could include choke points, poking positions that allow you to deal damage out of turn fire, pressuring enemy beacons that could be out in the open such as Canyon, and the list goes on. Because of this, I would immediately suggest weapons such as the Arbiters, even after their nerf, Basilisks, which are a tier 3 weapon, and the newest edition alpha weapons that will be coming to the game known as the Veneers. But however, the last picks I would also mention are the Discordia and the Glaive, though if possible, I would focus on the other weapons mentioned for equipping your Bersagliere at this point in time. If you do happen to have them on hand, Ultimate Gendarmes can suffice as well, and Voids do allow you to play the Bersagliere as an unorthodox but effective hit and run brawler. Weapons such as the Tonans and Vindicators, that's the name, do not provide enough value for the Bersagliere to run simply because of the relatively weak upfront damage. Bersagliere is a Titan that can kite extremely well, so long reloads and generally difficult handling of those weapons is not ideal for Bersagliere's playstyle. The last segment I'll be reviewing for creating an effective Bersagliere will be its modules. Though the optimal choices of specialization for the Bersagliere is pretty cut and dry, I will still aim to elaborate where I can on why the Bersagliere desires the modules it does. For simply doing the most amount of damage as you can build towards on the Bersagliere, equipping the singular reactor in the base specialization track, followed by selecting damage dealer track and slotting in Titan nuclear amplifier with Titan overdrive reactor will provide you with universally the highest amount of damage you can use on the Bersagliere. Similar to its regular robot cousin, the Titan nuclear amplifier is not too difficult to charge and amplify, resulting in even more damage than you would usually have using chemical reactors instead. However, because of the recently released mothership known as Stealther, selecting the attack track for onslaught reactor and quantum sensor can also be reasonably effective on the Bersagliere, allowing you to counter stealthed enemies. You sacrifice a decent amount of your damage by doing this, but in some situations, it could allow you to get important kills on enemies if they would be otherwise protected by stealth. As a final note, do not go for the defense track, because there is simply too much opportunity cost via damage you would have been able to holster and apply into battle otherwise. Now onto covering movement techniques and advice. I will be briefly explaining how the Bersagliere's jump back ability works. The Bersagliere's jump back on activation will cause the Titan to leap in the opposite direction of whichever direction your legs and or momentum is facing, regardless of which direction you yourself are looking towards. For instance, by facing my Titan's legs to the right, I will cause the jump back ability to leap me towards the left. If I position my legs facing towards the left, I will be sent leaping towards the right. The same applies onto facing forwards and backwards, holding W and S respectfully. Onto covering a special but particularly useful and oddly fun technique to perform called the Bersagliere Slide. You may have seen people use this movement technique on their Bersaglieres, or perhaps you may also know the term of super dashing for normal robots. In a nutshell, the Bersagliere Slide is an interaction the Bersagliere has with the ground if it performs the jump back ability while angling its center of mass and legs against an inclined segment of the map. To do this, simply position your Bersagliere to be right on the ledge of a hill at any type of relatively inclined terrain, perform the jump back as you normally would, but then immediately let go of any movement keys to maneuver your legs and watch your Bersagliere slide across the ground of the map once done correctly. At first, learning this technique would be seemingly useless or just for show instead of a practical use, but once you have gotten consistent enough to do it where you won't have to spend much of any time at all to set up your legs for the slide, you can use this to cross major distance without having to slow down or use multiple jump back abilities to reach the same destination. Last but not least, I'll go over the trick of guaranteeing your next performed jump back ability to be protected in stealth, courtesy of the legendary pilot you've now built. Assuming your Bersagliere is fully leveled in the subsystem for the jump back ability, your on-stealth jump back pilot skill will recharge for every third jump back used after the first one is used in battle. The cooldown of the pilot skill is only counted down within the actual cooldown of the jump back ability for the Bersagliere, which means you need to activate 2 jumps for every third jump to properly recharge the stealth duration. You can reliably do this by positioning your Bersagliere to do short or non-existent jumps against cover such as a wall or some other type of structure/terrain, and then mentally count for when your next leap will be triggering the stealth pilot skill. This is an incredibly useful and potentially life-saving technique that can be used in difficult battles where your opponents might outrange you or have the same range as you, which will allow you to gain an element of surprise on the enemy using stealth they might not anticipate you having. I would like to thank each and every one of you for reaching the end of my guide for the Bersagliere. As I had mentioned in the intro, please feel free to share your feedback with me if you would like to see more of these guides created on more robots or titans in the future. I will now showcase a selection of battles where I use various tactics and pieces of advice I have given in the guides section of this video. Titan.
Yeah,
right?
but they have a fuck ton of ultimate Odins.
You're gonna live, right? Wow, how'd you die?
No.
Oh, of course, he's got ultimate punishes. Like the one time they actually do something. I have my Bersagliere
Yeah.
anyway. It's fine.
How? What?
Well,
I made sure to use some mothership and
I
everything.
was fighting for them, and they were going for you as well. So
Oh, okay. It's just right luck. I think I should hit him. No. That's annoying.
I'm trying to like hold down like center so they can't like move out past it, but
Yeah, I get that.
if you can get your Bersagliere out very soon, that would be very helpful.
I'm trying, but
Randoms actually aren't that bad.
don't jinx it.
No, like I know this one guy, this Michael Pope guy. It's actually not bad. Is that you, Neo, linking me?
No,
Nah, it's a random.
I'm in a Bersagliere. This is like the second best Titan charger I have.
If they don't get that beacon, we'll be fine. But this Taft is not taking damage. Oh yeah, Grease Guy's in here. Yeah, I think they traded out Grease Guy for like I don't know someone else. Yeah, see, randoms aren't that bad. It's possible.
Alright, I got out.
The Scorpion's on top right.
Yeah, I know it's the OVD guy. They have a Kaji as well.
Oh, Atlas. Don't go too far forward, but we should get we can definitely get that Atlas pretty easily.
Yeah.
Scorpion top right, dead. I can splash him through from here.
Try not to, because if he activates his TRA, he can get to us.
He's gonna have it now though, because I wasn't able to kill him through it.
Oh, I see.
It's
Well,
fine.
okay,
If
I
we
guess
damage
if
him
it
enough,
activates
he's not gonna be able to push anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I got stuck. That might be the death of me.
All up.
Okay. Actually, I'm fine, but we need to deal with this like ASAP. If our teammates drop Titans, this could be recoverable. Kill the Alice. Nice.
Ding. He's got his reflector up.
We do have a Nodens, it seems. Yeah, we have a Nodens. Shoot the Minos, shoot the Minos. He can die through the
Yeah,
he can die through the TRA.
There's a piercer thing on me. A piercer thing on me.
Are you dead? Oh, okay. Where's the piercers? Somewhere. The Minos is almost dead.
Nodens died.
Oh, he's almost dead. When he exits stealth, we'll get him. Go for the Minos. He used his reflector like and stealth at the same time.
No.
Go for him. Trust. Okay. Okay, if we can get this beacon back, we can recover this.
Yeah, I've activated the Nodens TRA.
The guy is going for you. I got it. I got you. It's fine. I need to get a mother kill off though. I need to get a mothership. Too many kill steals.
Alright. Breather, it's a breather.
Yeah, the Nodens has a TRA gone. Like no more DMI. I'm killing the Atlas gone.
The guy has piercers.
We can probably go back up top if you want to try and come with me.
Ooh.
Do you have a lot
He's
of
got line
fatigue
sight
on
on me.
you or no?
I have 11 stacks.
Yeah, that's not too many. The max is like 16, I think, so you could
12.
probably live a couple of 12, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Blitz going bottom right, dead. Okay, Price is probably going to go for you.
Okay, you got him.
This is what I meant by randoms being good, by the way. They realize that we're gonna be the damage, so they're just pushing forward with you know.
Good awareness, I guess.
Mix.
Scorpion.
That's true. He's got
I
stuff
can't.
there.
I can't hurt the Minos. Our randoms in a way. Okay, there we go. Assassination, baby. I did really badly this game.
That's all good.
Like I haven't even got my NA stacked.
I mean, to be fair, you did get kind of an unlucky situation a couple of times.
Yeah. Right, luck, baby.
Mine. It was a good game regardless. We probably aren't going to include it, but I don't know, maybe. If our other games aren't any better.
Yeah, it's whatever.
The problem I have with commentary, I probably explained this before, like on the group chat. It's like it's not about that. Like I can't commentate. I just like don't know what to say. Like I don't feel like you know. It's like it's kind of hard to explain my plays because I just do them. You know.
Yeah,
It doesn't really
I get
feel
it.
like there's explaining to do.
Yeah, but we take so much of the, you know, the fundamentals